Well, welcome to 2024. This is the first show for the new year. I am in Las Vegas for the Consumer Electronics Show, which I have been for the last, I don't know, 25 years or so. So the episodes that are going to be coming out here in the near future will be based on what I see here at the show, going around and interviewing people and seeing the new gadgets and innovations that are coming out. One question I've got for you as a listener is, do you like the interview format for the show? We see a distinctly different download pattern with interview shows versus what we internally to the team refer to solo shows. Solo shows are when I just share with you my lessons learned and advice and challenges and how to lead innovation and getting your ideas funded and those types of things. So let me know, give me some feedback. Very interested in understanding what you like or don't like on the historical structure of the show. When I go to shows like this, I tend to do a lot of interviews. I turn those into episodes. Do you like those? Are those interesting? Do you like to hear other people's innovation stories? Let me know. Also, this is a little bit of a different format where I'm going to be answering questions. And we're going to try to do this on a more regular basis. I've done them sporadically in the past, but I take questions that are emailed into to me or into the team, and we filter through them, and they give me the question. So I haven't really looked at the question for today, so we'll see how this goes as part of a format, and see where we're going. So this week's question. So I'm reading it here. What is the number one reason teams fail at innovation? What is the number one reason teams fail at innovation? um, wow, this is hard to come up with just the number one reason, as it's different for different teams and different projects. There's lots of things that can get in the way of going from, coming up with a really great idea and then translating that into some form of an innovation. Now, I'll avoid the most obvious ones, like, was it just a bad idea? Or was it poorly executed? Those two are ones that I have seen almost every team struggle with. They didn't go through a good process of selecting an idea, or they just poorly executed it. And by the sheer number, if you just counted failures and if you did postmortems on innovation projects that failed, I would guess poor idea selection and poor execution would rank right up there as number one and number two. But when you think about it more systemically to a team or to an organization, top of mind for me is groupthink. So what is groupthink? Groupthink is when you rally around a direction and everybody just starts echoing what the group is thinking versus being open to diverse ideas and different perspectives and different challenges, or even changing mid-course. Some cases we get locked into a direction. We think we know where the idea is going and what does that mean and how does that translate, but it is not the obvious path at the very beginning. We get hung up in this group think, herd mentality, some people refer to it as. And with this, with the group think, it just locks in, and people just get the blinders on. They don't take a different perspective. They don't take the lessons learned as you're going through a project. There's no concept of pivoting when you learn more stuff. So groupthink would probably be right up there when I get called in to help a team that's found themselves stuck, and coming in and doing a diagnosis as to why a project is stuck and how to get it unstuck. Groupthink. And the way to get around this is you have to encourage individual thinking. You have to encourage people to be open and willing to share differing opinions, different perspectives, different thoughts. But it just gets hung up in typically organizational culture where you've got one very strong vocal person and they set a tone and set a direction and everything aligns behind them. Now, again, one piece of advice I would have for you is to carefully construct the team. Who do you invite to be part of that 6 to 8 person core team around an idea? Be very careful about how you construct that team. Be very careful on who you invite. You don't want everybody to be the same or to think the same or come from the same background, but you also want to make sure that people feel comfortable and open to share their ideas and share their perspectives, even when it's counter to what's going on. And then, now that I think about it, a second one that, and I've talked about this recently, which is not thinking about the problem. 99% of teams spend far too little time really digging deep into really understand the problem. You've heard me share this in the past, the Albert Einstein quote. Someone asked Albert Einstein, you have 1 hour to save the world. How would you use that 1 hour? And Albert Einstein's reply was, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem. And I would spend 5 minutes solving the problem. We don't spend enough time really thinking about it. Most teams spend, very little time thinking about the problem and all of their time in ideating, in brainstorming, coming up with the solutions, jumping right to a solution. But there is an alternative. You have to be thinking differently. You have to look at the problem. You have to stop the old mode of brainstorming and jumping to a solution and really think about this, what the problem really is. And do you really, really understand the problem? I've talked about this in the past. You can go back and check. It's actually been within the last 4 or 5 episodes. I talked about Einstein's method for solving problems. And this Einstein method is really delving deep into the problem. So the two that I talk about, groupthink, and then the issue of not truly thinking about the problem. That's how I would answer this question that one of the listeners sent in. And hopefully you found this interesting, you found this useful. If you've got a question, send it in, and I and the team will sift through all of those and do this again. Just so you note also, as we are recording this week's show for video, I haven't done much posting to YouTube in quite some time. We've gotten a lot of requests for more some YouTube videos showing actually how things are done and how to do certain activities on the in the innovation framework. So we're going to be doing more of those. So I'm recording today's show on video. It's not going to be posted right away. It might be delayed a little bit, but hopefully you find this interesting. If you're watching this on YouTube, you get to see this literally over the top hotel room that I am staying in here in Las Vegas, even with its own artwork. I've never been in a hotel room, even though I've traveled to 130 countries in my career, that has pedestals with lighted artwork on it. Beautiful, but makes you a little nervous running around the room. So I'll have to be on my best behavior. So with that, I want to thank you for being here today. Thanks for spending the time out of your schedule. Thanks for the questions. Sign up for the free newsletter. Hop on over to philmckinney.com/membership. Also, follow us on all of the social. Just search for Phil McKinney, no spaces. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, Phil McKinney, no spaces, as we're looking to do more videos. And also, I invite you, let's connect on LinkedIn. Send me an invite to connect. but you have to let me know you are a listener and a follower of the show, and I will accept. Let's get connected on LinkedIn and help each other build out networks and support each other as we go through this innovation journey. And with that, we're going to talk to you real soon. Have a great week. Work on your ideas and go out and change the world. Bye-bye.